I don't drink soda.
Computer, tell us a joke.
Baby Groot and Baby Yoda walk into a bar.
Computer,
The bartender.
stop.
Computers.
That's copywritten.
Yeah.
You can't use those characters. That's not Winnie the Pooh.
You don't have an Elvis joke, but you have a Mandalorian joke?
Yeah, that's crazy. Welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast, everybody. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is Awesome Ty, and
And
this is Computer.
This is Computer. This is our good friend, our co-host, and Free Candy is also a part of the show.
Yeah, he's out in the field right now.
Out in the field.
We'll check in with him later.
He's traveling back and forth. He actually hit me up for gas recently. Can you believe that?
You needed gas? I mean...
Yeah, he said he's all going from storm to storm. He's still on storm watch.
I mean, it's only right we cover his travel expenses, right?
Well, I mean, we have been, which is the problem. I don't know why he's asking for gas money. We already gave him money. We gave him a per diem, $45 a day to eat.
That seems generous.
We give him a gas card. He uses the gas card.
So what's he need additional money for?
I don't know.
Do you think he's got some sort of like secret addiction that he's not telling us about, and he's spending the money on? You know,
I hope
this
not.
gas money is really for meth or. You know.
I don't know what they do in Canada. I don't think
they
do
have
meth.
drugs. Yeah, I don't think they have drugs in Canada. I think they just
It's definitely
recently
not
got
meth.
weed.
Hey, Computer, what kind of drugs do they do in Canada?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Great. So we are going to be talking to him. He said that he sent some stuff to like an outdated social media site or something. Friendster. Sent it to our Friendster account. So we got to get into there.
Do we even have a Friendster?
I didn't think so, but apparently we do. Maybe Jerry set it up.
Could be.
But
Before we get into anything else, Happy New Year, bud.
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, how do you feel different?
Computer, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. To make the start of the new year, I'm sharing inspiring stories each day. This TV anchor was fired because they felt she was too emotionally invested in her stories. But that aspect of her journalism became her greatest asset. She later said, "The challenge of life is to build a resume that doesn't simply tell a story about what you want to be, but it's a story about who you want to be. And that person is Oprah Winfrey."
Why did I say it?
Just say,
Oprah
tell me an
Winfrey.
inspiring story.
Computer, never do that again.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
So we are here in a new year. It's 2023. We're also entering a new era.
A new era. Now define that.
So everything comes in eras, you know, like most things have very notable eras. SNL, you got the Jim Belushi era. You got the Will Ferrell era. Was he on? He was on SNL, right? He had to have been.
Yeah, so we're kind of going from our Will Ferrell era to our Pete Davidson era.
I think there was something in between.
There was, right? But
like
nobody
a Kenan
remembers.
Thompson era, yeah.
Kenan
era.
Thompson, it's still Kenan Thompson's era. His era never ends.
Yeah, true. But our show, just like everything else, goes through eras. We go through seasons. We're in season 4 now.
Yeah, no, it's not a new season. We're not starting a new season. No. This is just a new era now.
Yeah. Brand new era.
You can differentiate the two as you see fit.
Now, this also has nothing to do with the new year. This just happens to line up.
Yeah, it's a coincidence.
Yeah, absolutely. But new era, and part of this new era is we're going to do a new intro for the show. So I think that we could probably run through that.
Are we
right
rolling
now.
that out in this episode?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
that it's a great time. You know, we start the era. This will mark the beginning
This
of
is
it.
the beginning of the era.
This could be the intro era.
The intro era. I like
You know?
that, where we just do like one long intro for the show.
Every show's the intro. So let's run through this real quick. This intro was written by AI.
Of course, yeah. We've adapted the use of AI significantly for the podcast, as you've seen in previous weeks. And we're not calling it the AI era. We can't define what era it is. You can't just preconceive the era.
Yeah,
you have to
it
kind
would
of,
ruin it.
it just works itself out, and we'll know after the fact. We'll look in hindsight. We'll be like, oh, this was that era.
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
You know, you can't just call it because then it ruins the era. You tried too hard.
Exactly. Yeah, it's phony.
So, this AI generously wrote this, took some time out of its heavy computing day. You know, it's got a lot of numbers that it's crunching.
Absolutely.
And it made this intro for us. So that intro goes like this. Welcome to the podcast named Podcast, where we briefly describe the focus of the show.
Each week, we will bring you episodes packed with list of things listeners can expect in each episode, such as interviews, analysis, or tips.
Whether you're a specific target audience or just looking for type of content, you'll find something to love in our show.
So join us frequency as we delve into the world of main topic of the show. I think we were supposed to put in our own shit in the brackets. I don't think we were supposed to read that verbatim.
I think the brackets you're supposed to use like a different voice, you know, like an accent or something. Is that an Apple Watch?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to get one.
But it's sweet.
I have a Fitbit, which is like still does.
Yeah, but this like, you know, it works in harmony with all your other Apple products. Yeah. Man. Like I didn't think I was going to use it for much besides like just a cool looking watch, but I was wrong. I was like, oh man.
You know what? Maybe this is the Apple era. Now that I think about it,
it is the Apple. I mean, when isn't it the Apple era?
Yeah.
Apple just constantly putting out the best products.
Well, it's the Apple era for me, I guess.
Yeah, you're relatively new to the iPhone. As soon as you get an Apple Watch, then the Apple era will have either be
the trifecta.
Yeah,
you got the three legs.
You got an iPad recently too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
So yeah,
so that's the 4 legs, much like the 4 pillars of the Natural Habitat podcast. We got friendship, science, revenge, and intellectual property.
And those are the 4 pillars that hold this show together.
We've established that, and that will hold true in this era. Let's see. We got the intro, we got the stuff, we got the pillars. Before we move on fully to this new era, we did a lot last year that we should appreciate, you know?
And some things that probably we shouldn't appreciate.
Yeah.
Some regrettable decisions, but we're going to kind of look back and
I found 5 episodes that we could appreciate. And, this time last year, we had just gotten VR headsets.
Yeah. Yep.
And we were heavy on VR. We did about 4 virtual reality episodes back to back, stacked them up.
Just hyping the Oculus Quest.
Mm-hmm. And how are you feeling about VR now?
I used it for about 2 weeks and then I haven't used it since. It's been close to a full year since I've used it. I still see the technology as promising, but I feel like it's kind of plummeted as far as the content that they're putting out, and we all know that Meta is losing billions of dollars in VR, and they seem to be kind of cutting ties and defunding it. So yeah, I'm concerned about that. I don't know if anybody else is like me in the sense that like a lot of people got it and like very quickly just, the novelty wore off and they stopped using it. But I mean, you still play it all the time and I know other people that play it all the time. So, I mean, I don't think it's just like that, but yeah, I've definitely, I don't know. I'm going to wait for the next wave of it, I guess, before I...
There was, when it came out, there was a lot of promises that never came to fruition.
A lot of games, they promised us Grand Theft Auto that never came.
Yeah,
word on that. No Ghostbusters. Yeah. And those were like the 2 games that I would have wanted to play the most. So, I mean, like, what's left for me? What's left for Ty?
So, there was this app called SideQuest where you can go and get games and apps that were made by like third party developers.
Right. It was like a sandbox developer mode, right?
And they bought that. So Meta bought SideQuest, absorbed it into what's called App Lab, which is buried in their store. So it's super impossible to get into App Lab. There's no menu for App Lab where you can just go. So you have to search like, shooter or something. And then it'll give you games in App Lab that have shooter in the name. And you have to scroll all the way down and hit view more.
I hate when companies buy other companies and buy other things just basically so they could get rid of them and don't have any competition. Like they're not.
That's exactly what they did. Yeah, it was 100%. Fucked up. Yeah. So they just squashed all the dreams of all these independent developers. So now you can't get any of their games. And then they iced all their cool releases that were going to come out. Then he made a public apology and he was like, "I'm so sorry."
Zuckerberg?
Yeah. And he apologized he was like, I may have been too ambitious when looking at VR and it's not ready yet. And it's not in the stage that's like, to do what we want it to do, And it's cause they took the headset out of the average consumer. Cause last year we bought it for $300.
Yep.
And now it's $1,200 for the new one.
For this new one, which from all that I can gather, it doesn't do $1,000 worth of new stuff. You know what I mean? Like for the price point to jump that much, I need some crazy new features. It needs to be like 3 or 4 times as impressive. And from what I can tell, it's not.
It gives you legs. You're gonna pay almost $1,000 for legs, and it's because the controllers have cameras on them that scan your body, so it'll do full body tracking. And then there's also cameras inside the headset that will scan your face and your eyes, so like when you blink and look around, it'll do it like on your avatar. But that's not really worth it. And you could also buy the controllers and link them up to a Quest 2 and get the full body tracking. So it's like, why buy a whole headset?
Yeah, so
you just do that. So it kind of fucked everything up. But that being said, I still play it every day. I just got the new Walking Dead game, which is, I can confidently say and have been saying that it's the best game I've ever played by far. The new one is like even better than the first one, and it fulfills everything that I'm looking for like in a game. And even more so because I'm in it, and I'm like in New Orleans. I'm shooting zombies with a bow and arrow. I'm chopping, stabbing. It's crazy. And I also play golf with all the boys, the Dags. You can go. Yep. There's actually in Walkabout Mini Golf, there's like private rooms that you just have to put in the name and it'll let you in. And our room is Dags, DAGS. So if you want to golf with us, you can hop in there.
I can just show up. I don't have to.
You don't need a password or anything.
Oh, okay.
You just
I might just pop in sometime.
They'll pop.
Show up. Hey guys.
Mm-hmm. So anybody out there that has a Quest 2, pop in. We can boot you. So if you come in and if you
come in popping off. You come in with some hot remarks, some wisecracking,
talking shit.
Yeah, some troll.
Yeah. So
yeah, VR had kind of a up and down year. Also, another thing, speaking of dudesy, that was another big point of contention we had earlier in the year. Not so long ago. It was this dudesy battle.
Started a big beef.
Yeah. These dudesy podcast fans came in, jumped in the comment section talking that shit, and they ignited a war. They promised World War III, and we very quickly won that war. So that was one of the highlights of the year, I would say, for us, was winning that battle.
Yeah, we definitely won that war against Dudesy.
Yeah. I mean, we proved that we had the idea long before Dudesy was ever conceived.
Yeah,
and also, I had my Bret Hart costume. I think that might have, intimidated them and been like, oh yeah, these are real ones. So we're chalking that up as a win, a big old W.
I agree. We also, we did a lot of how-tos, which I think that was just an era within an era, the how-to era. And that was about like 6 or 7 back-to-back. We taught you some stuff.
We taught you how to be cool. We taught you, we taught you some stuff. I don't remember all the specifics, but we definitely taught you some things. I don't know how well we did. Because, you're really not sounding off enough to let us know whether we were successful in teaching you these skills and these trades. But
that reminds me, I want to pull up the new subscribers because
we've been on the road to 1K subscribers. We all know that we've really hammered that home, and it's starting to pay off. Yeah. We're starting to make a little bit of progress. It was looking like a real, uphill battle.
We were frozen for a long time.
Yeah, we've made strides. So we're going to shout out some of these new subscribers. Is that what the deal is?
Yeah. We're going to go and find some of these subscribers.
These people.
So you can go there. We actually just released a new message from Bob Spokesman.
Yeah, Bob Spokesman is back with an instructional video showing you not how to just subscribe once. That's that's mid. That's mid. We want you to go ahead and subscribe multiple times, and Bob Spokesman's back with an informative video showing you exactly how you do that.
Let's see. So we got our recent subs here. We got Jacqueline Johnson. Shout out Jacqueline Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson. Oh wait, is that like a famous person?
It's like a singer, like a John Mayer type singing.
Do you think that's
guitar
him?
Guy?
And he changed his name a little bit. So
I mean,
people don't know it's him.
Jacqueline's normally spelled a little bit different than that. He's got the JACK, so that might be the singer Jack Johnson.
Yeah.
For subscribers, I would imagine, the singer Jack Johnson has significantly more than that, but
Yeah.
if you're listening, Jack or Jacqueline, sound off in the comments and let us know. Are you the famed pop singer Jack Johnson?
Yeah, please.
He did the Curious George soundtrack. Some good songs on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then we also got Rogerio Goulart, which is an artist.
That felt a little racist the way you said that.
What? It's Italian?
Yeah. I mean, you can be racist against Italian people. It's still acceptable, right?
Well, I was just trying to pronounce it correctly. Rogerio.
I think the American pronunciation would be Rogerio.
Rogerio Goulart, who is I assume someone that does like art, some ghoulish art.
Some ghoulish art, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like maybe his profile pics like some ghoulish art. Was it like a skeleton and a crow? It's kind of dark.
Then we got Chris Stick. Chris Stick, welcome.
Chris Stick's been a subscriber since early last year. So he's
Sudsville, Squish Fluffin, Jeff K. I don't know, man. Our numbers went up, but they're not all in here.
No, I see some that are missing because I don't think this list is comprehensive. But we do have about 15 new subscribers since last time we shouted them out. So if you're one of them,
comment, sound off.
Drop a comment below and let us know if you're one of these new subscribers that recently subscribed in the past couple of weeks. You shout yourself out.
Yeah, that would be great. So now we want to lay out some ground rules for this new era.
Yeah, and it's not just ground rules for the new era of this show. This is, for everybody. Mm-hmm. These are ground rules for everyone to live by.
In
we
2023.
We can't enforce them, sure, but we can suggest them.
Mm-hmm. And this does have to do with 2023. This isn't just the new era. This is new year, new me shit.
New rules.
Bill Maher's
new rules of the game.
We'll actually call this segment New Rules. Like the Bill Maher thing. And we'll make
a Bill? I don't watch Bill Maher.
Well, it's like his one thing, like his meme thing. I don't know,
Oh, does he already do this bit where he comes out with new rules for the year?
He goes, new rules. And then it plays like this music. And then he's like, listen here, baby. No more smoking in the hallway.
See, Bill Maher seems like the type that would be opposed to new rules to me. Like he's very what? I have to use pronouns now? Just kind of like wanting to roll the clock back. So I would have figured that Bill Maher would want to be getting rid of these rules.
Right.
But
then we'll just call it ground rules.
Ground rules.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we actually don't want any beef with him. But we do want beef with someone.
Yeah, and that's deaf people.
Yeah.
Deaf people have done very little, if not nothing, to contribute to the show and the furthering of our YouTube subscribers. So you know what? We're going to go ahead and proactively just ban all deaf people.
Yeah, you don't have to subscribe because you can't.
There is
a
deaf ban intact. And I like to think that, sometimes people are told they can't do something that makes them want to do it more. So, I mean, obviously, we cannot enforce these rules.
You're talking like reverse psychology?
It's like reverse psychology here. So we're telling you, deaf people, and I mean, maybe you can read my hand movements or my lips or something like that to know what I'm saying. Oh, no, the microphone's blocking my lips. So, they're not even going to know that they're banned.
We do have subtitles. So
subtitles, yes. They're reading.
Show up.
They're reading the subtitles.
Deaf people, they don't sub. They don't listen. They can't.
Yeah. What good are they to our podcast?
Yeah.
What good are they to society? I mean, I'm sure there's some useful deaf people out there, but I mean.
And also, I've heard this term deaf and dumb. So I don't know if that applies to all deaf people, if it just means you can't talk and you can't hear.
I mean, I'd figure being deaf, that's gonna make it a lot easier to be
smart.
Right. I mean, just because you can't absorb as much,
Yeah. Easier to be dumb, harder to be smart.
So again, we're gonna go ahead and ban deaf people from at least all things related to this show.
Yeah. Also, we're going to have new segments. Now, those segments, just like our era, we don't know exactly what it is yet, what they are. But segments seem to be a big hit over the year. And I think that we are going to hammer those in.
Yeah, we're gonna brainstorm. We're gonna get together with Taylor. What's his Taylor Downs,
Taylor Downs.
Executive consultant. We'll have Free Candy chime in, and we'll get some new segments together. So be looking forward to those.
Yeah. Actually, we could do this one right here.
Oh yeah. And Computer already shared a new story about Oprah. And we're gonna try to be more personable and provide you with some stories from our lives, and at least stories that we hear about other people that we can adapt to ourselves.
Yeah, because I think that it'll make us more relatable, and I think that sometimes we get caught up in the race and the run to 1K.
And I mean, like if we're running short on stories, I might just read the synopsis of a Saved by the Bell episode or something.
I think it'll do the same
replace
thing.
my name with Zach.
Yeah,
like Zach had all kinds of crazy adventures that probably most people don't remember. So I might just do that.
And I mean, in a way, if you relate to his adventure, then it all is like
it's all relative.
Yeah,
it's all relative.
So, I actually have a story about when I was traveling across country with a friend. I'll say friend of the show, Roach Clip.
Not really.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
no.
friend.
I've sent him numerous clips and episodes of the show, and he rarely has anything positive to say about the show. So I mean, like maybe he's like our friend personally, but I would almost say he's an enemy of the show.
Okay. How about multiple Nips Award nominee?
Yeah, that's technically accurate.
Roach Clip. Yeah,
sure.
And a couple other bandmates. We went to the Gathering of the Juggalos in Illinois, and we drove, much like Free Candy, we drove cross country. And
now I'm picturing it like in like a great big van, like the polka band from Home Alone that gives the mom the ride home. John Candy.
Oh yeah.
Is that kind of like the situation here? You're just all piled into the back of a van.
Yeah, we had a big van. It was big and open, and then just like rows of the couch style seats, like in the front of like an old like 60s Chevy, the bench seat.
Right.
And we traveled across country and stopped in Nebraska.
Now, where's Nebraska? I can't even picture that on the map.
So you look at like the middle of, so here, look, I could just pull up a map of the U.S., right?
I'm just trying to get an idea of what, Nebraska culture's like, so I can kind of picture this story and put myself there.
So Kansas, flatter than a pancake.
Yeah, Kansas notoriously just full of nothing. Just open field, super flat.
Now, if you were to take Kansas and shrink it down to the size of a pancake, it actually would be flatter than a pancake, which is, a fact. That's a pancake fact, which could also be something that we do in the future.
So Nebraska is like pretty much, Nebraska and Kansas are like right in the middle of the country.
Oh, yeah.
Just dead center.
So we went California, right? And we went northeast through Nevada, Utah, stopped in Salt Lake City, Utah, saw a fire, dropped off some people. Then we went Wyoming into Nebraska. And I remember this was just like from right here to right here was just one highway that was just straight.
Yeah, like Wyoming has nothing. They didn't even get the 1991 U2 Zoo TV tour stop there.
Not even close.
Which we learned from, a previous episode.
And we stopped here in Nebraska, right when we got into Nebraska, and got out of the car at a gas station. And we were like on our way to the gathering, so we were in super juggalo mode at the time.
Did you have your faces painted up?
No, but we all had crazy hair going on. Like people had dyed their hair.
You clearly looked a little off to the average person.
We had a bunch of like goofy clothes and extra extreme loud shit, Mm-hmm. So everybody stared at us. They didn't know what we were. They thought we were homos, right? Yeah. Like, what are these queers from San Francisco doing here?
Yeah, we got some San Francisco liberals.
But Roach did have on the short shorts. He had like
Daisy Dukes, like cut off Daisy Dukes.
He had a shirt tied in a knot in the
front.
So
he looked like a classic prison homo.
Yeah. So it was confusing, but that was like part of our costumes, So we got out of the car and we saw this guy. And he was like, "Hey, you guys are very interesting. Can I take a picture of you?" And we're like, "That's kind of Jeffrey."
He has to take a picture of you and not with you.
of us. And this is before Jeffrey Dahmer, before the Dahmer TV show happened.
Oh, yeah, before his resurgence in popularity. Yeah.
So the whole, like, I just want to take some pictures thing, that wasn't a meme yet.
Right, that wasn't a red flag at all.
Yeah, so we were like, yeah, all right. And he told us that he, traveled around and took pictures and, like, interviewed people and, explored, like, the country and stuff.
Okay.
And that he would put us in a book or something.
Like a coffee table book of just interesting characters.
So we looked him up afterwards, and I like added one of his books to my Amazon cart and was like, yeah, I'll check this out. And I never got it. Well, I found it in my liked items or whatever, like way in the bottom recently. And it was Mark Latia from Soft White Underbelly. He has that YouTube channel.
What's that? For those that aren't familiar with it, I've heard of it. But
Soft White Underbelly is a YouTube channel where this guy goes around and he interviews, people like
weirdos. Is it like Channel 5 adjacent?
No, like, because there's no comedy really, but he'll take people that are like, outcasts of society or like forgotten
on the fringes of how would you put that, on the fringes of modern society.
Yeah,
just kind of,
and like, so homeless people, prostitutes, drug addicts, pimps, all these people in like these seedy lifestyles, like, like strippers, bouncers, like all the shit. And he'll be like, interview with a Vegas prostitute, and he'll, instead of these classic interviews where it's like, how many fucking things have you fucking shoved in your ass at once and like all this weird shit, he like has them like tell their story of like where they grew up and like what their family life was like.
And he presents them sympathetically then?
Yeah, and tries to like create a narrative of like why they're in this situation so that you can avoid it yourself.
And you were one of those?
Yeah, I was one of them. Well, we asked if he wanted to interview us and he said no. So he just liked our look. He thought our look was fucked up. But I guess when we talked to him,
he didn't really care how you got to that look.
No.
Like he didn't care about the life events that forced you into juggaloism.
Yeah, absolutely not. But juggalos were like more unknown at the time. So it wasn't like because there was a thing where like nobody knew about it, and then everybody knew of it, and then everyone wanted to know about it, and now nobody cares about it.
Yeah, I feel like it's jumped the shark.
So this was right before when everybody wanted to know, and just when like people were like, oh yeah, I know that they were like on WWF or something.
Right, yeah. Like, because I've always known about that culture myself, but from an outsider's perspective, it probably does just look kind of like what's going on over here?
So you actually had a family pet that was a juggalo, right? That would like, I remember you telling me that like your parents would make you like take a family dog to ICP concerts, and that's how you found out about juggalos? Or were you a juggalo?
It was the dog thing.
Okay, good.
The dog thing, yeah. I had to take a dog to these concerts, and that's how kind of I became familiar with the whole thing. But I became a fan through that, through taking my dog to these events. Now, don't ask me why the dog wanted to go. I mean, like he can't express that verbally. It was just kind of more instinctual. I think our dog wants to go see ICP.
Yeah. And whose idea was this? Who?
It's the dog's idea.
No, who interpreted this idea from the dog?
My parents. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't you going on your own accord.
No.
All right.
No.
So that'll be like the type of things we'll do. We'll tell stories.
Personal stories.
Computer,
tell us an inspiring story. Another one.
From bookshout.com, the inspiring story of David Wingate, a living legend among birders, who brought the Bermuda petrel back from presumed extinction rare birds, is a tale of obsession, of hope, of fighting for redemption against incredible odds.
So a guy brought back a nearly extinct species of birds against all the odds.
That's
David
pretty cool.
Wingate.
That's
pretty sick. Shout out David Wingate. But let's get on with these ground rules. We got
more clickbait titles.
Yes.
We're gonna play the algorithm.
We're gonna trick it.
So people out there that have been listening to the show, that have been having a good time, the audio podcast will have separate names. Though we'll go with our classic naming style.
Traditional episode 667.
Yeah.
Yada yada.
Yeah.
But the YouTube, we're gonna try a different approach.
We're gonna try different thumbnails. We're gonna try different titles. We're gonna be changing them up. So don't judge us if we do something like most extreme. You have to see this. You won't believe what happens.
Exactly, and these YouTube titles might not necessarily deliver the promise made in the titles.
More than likely, they
the
won't.
Content's not necessarily going to reflect
or
the titles. Very vaguely,
yeah, like just loose enough to where like we could probably legally be okay.
Right.
If there was like a court for like you said it would happen, and
but I mean, like that's really what you got to do with YouTube. I mean, that we're not creating these.
You got to play it.
That was not a ground rule that we came up with. It's just the rule of the game.
We're also we noticed that a lot of big pages and usually like underground artists, I see this a lot now, will just like repost viral reels and videos onto their reels.
Yeah, just clearly reposting content that was not originally theirs, that they didn't film or anything like that. So I mean, why not us?
Yeah, not just them. Like I feel like everybody does
it.
You always see a lot of things where like there's a watermark from someone else's TikTok in the video.
Put it over.
Watching on Instagram.
It's like why do we have to hold ourselves to these standards when nobody else is? So you know what? It's gonna be a free for all.
And I think that it's seeping into like people that normally wouldn't do that are now doing that and seeing, because this is actually, we should probably have this conversation off the show, but there's a reason why people are doing that, and we know what it is, and it's money, and we're gonna
we're not gonna miss the gravy train.
Yeah, because
money. We want the AdSense money.
Yeah.
That's really the only reason for it.
So if you see us posting other people's content on our reels, don't judge us for that.
Yeah,
either.
don't chime in and be like, "Oh, this was somebody else's." No,
this.
Post something positive, or just shut your stupid mouth.
Yeah, share it if you could. That would be great.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting. Also,
no more white pickup trucks. Now, I've noticed that 90% of my road rage when I'm driving is caused by these enormous white pickup trucks, and I've had enough. I've had enough of them. They drive like assholes. They think they have special road privileges. They think they don't have to abide by the laws of traffic. I've had enough. No more white pickup trucks.
Yeah.
And I'm just laying that down right now. No more white pickup trucks. Don't buy one. Don't drive one near me. I really would be fine if I never saw another one again.
Yeah. All right. And this is kind of like a beef that Ty has with, I think, someone that cut him off earlier today. But I stand by him with this, to where I don't have a white pickup truck. No one that I know has one. So I don't need for this ban to not take effect. So yeah, no white pickup trucks at all. So if you guys out there drive a white pickup truck, just
no more, you don't.
Just know that until you trade it in and get a new car,
get it off the fucking road.
We are going to judge you if we see you.
I mean, I might do more than that.
And we will be scouring all of your social medias. Anybody that, listens to the show, we see that you listen.
Yeah, this might be something that we, put Free Candy on and have him go out there and intervene with these white pickup truck drivers.
Maybe we could do, you know who CoffeeZilla is?
Yeah.
Maybe we could have like Free Candy do like a CoffeeZilla
like an
thing.
expose.
Yeah, where he goes in, finds our listeners, targets them, goes into their social medias, sends a friend request as a different person, so that way they accept it, and then they get access to all of their posts. You know how like you go to someone's Facebook, you see 10 posts,
right?
But then you get the friendship, and then you see
all the old ones that. Yep.
So we find out what kind of car you drive, and if it's a white truck, like seriously, they're gone. White trucks are gone, and there's going to be a grace period, obviously. Like a few days?
Yeah, a couple days.
Yeah, for you to get rid of it.
Extensive.
And Free Candy, if you drive a white truck, if we find out that it's you that drives a white truck, then we're gonna have to. We'll talk if that happens, but I don't think it does.
Yeah.
He doesn't strike me as a white truck kind of guy.
No, like maybe a truck, but like a blue truck
Yeah,
or something
computer.
like that.
What kind of car do you drive?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Jesus.
Well, at least it's not a white pickup truck.
I think we need to update him again.
Yeah, firmware update for your computer.
Computer, update yourself.
One moment while I check. This device is up to date.
Oh, we just did a quick update, rapid update. Good. Another thing that we want to start doing is tier lists. People do tier lists on YouTube channels all the time. And I noticed they'll just throw it in. People will have their kind of content that they do. And then one day they go, yo, we're here to do a tier list. Best candy, best Halloween movie.
Yeah, and we've toyed around with like icebergs and shit like that in the past. So why not tier lists?
Yeah, why not tier lists? And we'll show you an example of how that would work. So this tier list that we have, it only has two things. And
will it be like right here, like the infographic?
Yeah, we'll pop it in here and it'll be podcasts that are named Natural Habitat Podcast. There's two of them. There's us, and then there's the other one that shows up when you Google Natural Habitat Podcast Spotify. And it has one episode in 2020, and it's bullshit. And the guy won't contact us. He won't get back to us. He won't change the name of his show.
Now, as we stated, one of the pillars of the Natural Habitat podcast is intellectual property. And it's only, fitting that these thieves, these burglars come in and they try to steal one of our pillars and steal our intellectual property and repackage it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, this happened 2 years ago, but I mean, this podcast goes back, close to a decade. So
yeah, we've been trying to contact them. So, until we do this tier list, I think
I'm putting us.
I think we should put them at the top because they are the first one that shows up when you Google it.
I mean, that's true.
So they have the SEO.
And I mean, like our show has like a lot of room for improvement. So I'm giving us like a C tier.
C tier? But then what's B?
The B tier is the second tier. And then the A tier is like the best. That's top shelf.
Well, yeah, but there's only two tiers. There's only A and B. There's only two shows.
Oh, but there's still different
still
tiers.
A full bracket.
Yeah.
Sit down to E.
Yeah.
A,
down
B,
to
C,
is
D,
it
E?
S last?
S?
I
don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah,
but we're gonna do the tiers.
We'll figure it out.
Tier lists are gonna be cool. We're also on the hunt for a new sponsor. Now, I have actually been in business meetings. I was on a business meeting on New Year's Eve. Can you imagine? To try to get a new sponsor for the show to work out a deal.
I mean, it's what you got to do when you're a mogul and entrepreneur.
I had my feet up. My family, they were like, "Hey, come and do the countdown with us."
Like,
and I said,
"Nope,
no, I'm busy. I'm on the phone." And I said, "No, don't worry, I could talk."
I'm on the phone with Hong Kong. All right, you need to,
yeah,
you need to respect their time zone.
I say Geneva, you hear Helsinki.
Yeah.
That's why I was yelling and screaming. So hopefully we're gonna have that unlocked. We're gonna be.
I remember one time, me and Carefree were in LA for something, but I just remember it was like the most like stereotypically LA thing I ever saw. It was like a guy, like looked like like a middle-aged like mover and shaker. And he's on the cell phone and he's just screaming at somebody and he's like, "You tell that cocksucker it is non-negotiable, non-negotiable."
Damn.
I mean, like he's screaming. No, non-negotiable. You tell that cocksucker it was non-negotiable. He didn't have a megaphone, but I mean, he may as well have. And he made it very clear to both me, Matt, and whoever was on the phone that this, the terms were non-negotiable. No, there was no wiggle room there.
Yeah, that's a mover and a shaker.
Yeah, and these ground rules, very similar to that, they are non-negotiable.
And that's the kind of deals that I'm going to pull for you guys.
Yes.
Like with Reliefy, we got you 12%.
Yeah, exactly. That was non-negotiable. They wanted to give you 10% off. We were like, no, we're not even good with 11. We need 12.
12. And you can use the code NHP at Reliefy.com. You can save 12%. Last time I checked during the holiday, it was actually 20%.
Oh, wow.
So go try it out. Go put it in. Save at least 12%, we could say. Because we be running deals all the time. We be hooking you up. And we're going to have new sponsors. Ty found like a bong that you freeze
Yeah, like a freezy bong.
If anybody's seen that ad, send it to us.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go back into my like YouTube watch history and figure out what video that was from, so we can move in and try to steal that sponsor away from this other YouTuber.
Yeah. Oh, so it was a built-in ad that they did?
Yeah, it was a built-in ad, and then the ad featured. So the ad like featured all these other people that were running the same ad, like little clips of like all these different podcasters and YouTubers being like, yeah, I'll use this pipe or whatever.
Okay.
So,
okay. So
I feel like that's a gravy train that we can climb right on.
Yeah. So if we can't find that, somebody out there hunt it down for us. And we also want to start telling true crime stories.
True crime stories. That's like the biggest genre of podcasts
Yeah.
is the true crime genre. Well, why not us? Again, you know, like we're seeing all these other people having these successes. Why not us? So it's another bandwagon that we're going to climb on and put our spin on.
I got a quick one. You hear about the kid that got shot last night?
Yeah, I did
in
actually.
A-town?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Kid got shot. One kid
Now
was threatening his ex-girlfriend.
ex-girlfriend. Yeah. So, who was it that was shot? Because it wasn't the girlfriend, right? This guy was threatening this chick, but was it an unrelated third party that was just nearby?
I think he was just nearby.
It was a guy in like a car.
Maybe he was at the house and for like New Year's Eve or whatever, and was just happened to be there. So the guy, the ex-boyfriend, his friend, I think, was the one that shot the guy. And then, somebody shot somebody, and it was true crime.
When we're telling these true crime stories in the future, we're going to have, you know, better details, dramatic music, and we're going to do a little bit more research. But you get the idea.
It's going to be like that. You know, a guy shot a guy, and it's true crime, man. It's crazy, and it's riveting, and people like it. Because when we were, you know, not that long ago, when we were just like hunter-gatherers and just lived out on the land, we had to worry about things coming and eating us. We had to worry about like other groups of people and animals.
No, I feel like these aren't necessarily rules anymore so much as they are just like ideas for the show in the coming year.
Yeah, like, that's kind of blended into something else.
Into the rules, yeah.
But these are ground rules for what we'll do.
Yes.
So it all blends in.
Yeah, and you will abide by them by participating as a listener.
Yeah. But you know, we used to have things that we were in fear of that were going to kill us all the time. And now
killer bees never materialized.
Yeah. The Wu-Tang Clan?
No, like the African killer bees that were migrating north. I remember in the probably like 1994, 95, you kept seeing all these news headlines saying, the killer bees are coming. It's going to be a real problem here.
And people discriminated on all the regular bees.
Yep.
And people were like, oh, there's a bee. And
now you look around, there's hardly any bees anywhere.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, you know, there's like is there a honey shortage? I don't think there is.
Well, they like pollinate crops, the bees.
Yeah. I mean, we need these bees.
We need them. And they're dying.
So that's another ground rule is bring back the bees.
Bring back the bees. We're also bringing back Saturday matinees. We're going to do movie reviews because on this road to 1K, we want to get more interaction, more views on YouTube. And some of our videos that still get all the most views are Saturday matinee videos. Those are just trickling in views constantly. It's really keeping our channel alive. It's the life.
Yeah, so we're going to invite you to kick back with us and enjoy our takes on, you know, some movies or television or, you know, other people's works. We're going to comment on them.
So we comment on their work, which is a common thing. People doing reviews and commentaries on stuff. Then we take it, we title it, get this, same title. But at the very end of the title, we say, with NHP commentary. So that doesn't even show up on the preview. It does a ... So they think they're watching The Wizard from 1992.
Now, granted, we're not going to get much watch time out of these because, you know, they're going to very quickly realize and then just change it.
Yeah. But if we do enough, the watch time will add up to as if one was doing really good.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're going to do those. We're going to guarantee when people get in there at the beginning, like, hey, you're going to like this. We know that you're upset. It should even start like that. Like, hey, we know you're upset. This is not going to be the movie, but keep this tab open. Go find the movie and then play it with us.
It in sync with the movie. And we're gonna, you know, we're gonna wisecrack and make fun of this movie that you just wanted to watch, almost like we were in the room with you and just being like a shitty person to watch a movie with in real life.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's like your standard DVD commentary.
Yeah, like a director's commentary,
Yeah.
except we have very little insight into the production of the film, and we're just giving opinion. And
Yeah, we really have no connection to the crew or to the production or anything. We're just kind of
just giving our take, our 2 cents.
Yeah, but it'll be a movie that we've seen at least once within the past our life.
Yeah, sure.
So these are all great ground rules, things to look forward to, and I think that it's gonna be great. This new era, whatever it's called, whatever it is, I feel like something. I feel excited about it.
This is the genesis of something big potentially.
Should we change the color of the light?
Oh, we should absolutely.
Yeah?
I'm thinking we pop it over to purple. You feeling the purple?
I like that.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, new lights,
The purple
new
era.
The purple era. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.